Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here really to have a bit of a play around using Rachel from Roxy Creations, using some of her labels, and I'm going to marry them with some of my new collage sheets that I've got in my shop. So I've got this set here and I have got this set here. Actually, I haven't listed them at the point of doing this video, so they will be on there to coincide with this video, but as of yet I haven't decided on a name for them. So I will obviously, you know, there will be a link to my shop and you'll be able to find them in there, but at the moment I haven't actually decided what I'm going to call them. But yes, so I thought that I would have a play around and make some tags with these collage papers, and also using Rachel's lovely labels. So I think these were labels set 4, I think. So, and here's some that I've already cut out, which, as you can see, I mean, they're just up my street. They're really beautiful. They're kind of quite flouncy, and I mean, I absolutely love things like this. So they're really, yeah, really my type of thing. So I will also try and remember to link her shop below as well. And she also does a sheet, I think there were 4 sheets. So you had like this size, which this must be that label. And then she also gives you this smaller label sheet as well. So you've got quite a few different ones to play with. And, you know, obviously the versatility with the different size sheets as well, which is quite handy. Right, let me just get my pieces that I need. So first of all, I'll just move those out of the way. Just going to cut some labels to to roughly the size that I want to use. So actually I've already got one somewhere. Right, I thought I would save some time, and I had already done one, and then I actually couldn't find it anywhere. Just typical my style, really. So I've got this label here, which obviously I've already just backed it onto something and cut it out. I've just got a scrap here of, you know, doily piece there. Now, this label I think is really nice, and actually she also has this gorgeous kind of pinky colour label, which I thought would be quite nice. I think I must have already cut out the larger sheet, and I'm wondering what I've done with the larger sheet. So let me just move those to one side for a moment. Hold on. I'm trying to have a bit of an organisation of my craft things. So I think sometimes you have to go through the rough to get to the smooth, don't you, as they say? And that's obviously what's going on here. So at the moment, my things are more messy than they were before. Well, that's not quite true. They're not actually more messy, but they're certainly no better. So I have all these little drawers now from IKEA, and I'm labelling them up with what's going to be in them. So this one's going to be for frames and labels, and it's going to be just a mixture of my stamped ones, you know, some from my printables. Obviously, you know, these ones will go in there, all sorts of things. So, right. I actually thought that one of these colours would be really nice on here. So I'm going to pop that there. And I just want to think now what to have as a focal point on my piece here. I have been using recently, in another video, I have been using this gorgeous children's book. So let me just pull that in and see if I can just find a couple of cute images. So I've shown this book before, I know, and I'm still going through it and just tearing out. Oh, look at that cute image. I don't know whether I'm actually even in frame. No, I wasn't. So look at that cute image of those guinea pigs. Aren't they sweet? Oh, I love the harvest mice. Right. I'm going to tear this page out. Oops. So if you didn't see my other video, this is the Who's Who of Pets and Animal Friends book that I managed to pick up recently, and it just is perfect for journals because look at the size of the images. They're just perfect, aren't they? just going to try and zoom out slightly. I'm filming again on my husband's phone, and you know, it's really tricky to know kind of how zoomed in I am because his screen is so small. Right, so on this one, I really like these harvest mice, so I might use those. There's also that hedgehog's really cute. I mean, it's easy to just go for the birds because that's what we generally often use in our journals, but I think I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit and go with these mice because they look really cute. Just gorgeous. Oh, don't they look cute on there? There's such lovely images in this book, and as I say, I mean, they're just perfect size for our journals and things. Now the only thing is this one is still a little bit wide. I didn't really want to kind of, you know, lose too much of the image, so I'm just going to tear it down very slightly and then a little bit off there. Just being careful not to overdo it, but I just wanted to slim it down slightly. Oh, isn't that cute on there? Now, which colour label? These labels are just really yummy. I mean, they really are kind of my, you know, my type of thing. So I think I'm going to use them a lot. She's got lots of sets on there, as I say. I mean, that's set 4. She had all different sets. I think she said she got them from, you know, some vintage books that she picked up, and they're just really lovely. So definitely my type of thing. Now I'm just looking around to see if I've got, you know, some of the backing of the napkins that I've used recently that I can use, because I've still forgotten to bring some wipes here to dry out. I need to remember when I go back downstairs, just pull some wipes out and leave them out to dry. Okay. And then which side shall I have the label? I was going for this side, but no, I think I do like it that side best. So I'm going to pop that there. Have to excuse the back. And actually, I'm going to stick this down, I think, on 3 sides. And then that can be a little pocket on the page as well. Okay. Now, I've just got some words here, or quotes. Dream a little dream. Yeah, let's see how that looks. I don't know whether it will look okay, but that's cute, isn't it? Or do we want it up there? And I quite like it there, but is that then covering up the doily piece a bit much? I don't know really what's going on with these doilies actually at the moment, but for some reason when I'm gluing them down, I've coffee dyed these. When I'm gluing them down, I'm getting quite black marks where the glue is. And it's really annoying. So I've never noticed that happen before. I don't know quite why it's happening now. But I've noticed it a couple of times. Just pop that on a little bit of lace, I think. So again, I'll use that fabric glue. So these tags, I mean, they're pretty similar, obviously, to the ones that I made with the actual collage pages. But obviously, these are just printed versions of the collage sheets. And to be honest, you know, once they're actually stuck down, I don't think there's that much difference in it. Okay, so I do like roughing up my tags, if I can actually pick it up. I'm just going to rough around the, oh my gosh. Do you have those days where you're just constantly dropping things? Don't know why, but very irritating. It's obviously going to be one of those days today. Okay, so got that like that, and then I happen to have this beautiful piece of lace. This is just a scrap that I think it was off of a top of mine, you know, from a long time ago, and it had been hanging around for a really long time, but funny enough I've managed to use it a couple of times recently. But it's just lovely colours for this tag, I think. It's a bit wide here, so I'm just going to trim that down. Okay. So grab my hole punch. Oops. A hole from the last use just was dropping out there. Get one of my page hole reinforcers. Still don't know why I can't actually get to grips with their name. I just still continue to call them page protectors. No idea why that is. No idea at all. Right. Put the lid on my glue. I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. Just ink it around the edges there. And I'll just go over the book image a little bit as well. Ink the lace up, I guess, a bit. Otherwise maybe it was a bit stark white. Sometimes I quite like that contrast, to be honest, but maybe it was a bit much. So there we go, and then just thread this through. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're doing a bit of crafting and having a bit of a nice time. Oh, that's really cute, isn't it? I really like it. And actually, I'm just going to grab in my Martha Stewart butterflies. I like to just keep a load of these just punched, ready to use, because I find them really versatile. You know, they look good everywhere you put them. I mean, I say that about quite a few things, but I think it's true. I have a few things that I always love using. These being one of those things. So now, which colour looks better? Got some of the tiny brown ones here. I mean, the only thing is I do find the tiny ones a bit too tiny to actually even handle at all. But it's quite nice to mix them up, isn't it? So, whoops. Right. I was going to go with that glittery one, but it's a little bit strange. Actually, I have got these kind of duck egg blue ones, which sounds a bit strange, but because that's got that duck egg blue sort of background of those mice, maybe that's quite nice as a contrast. So I'll just ink that up a little bit. Obviously, it's not taking the ink brilliantly because it's quite a glittery surface. I can cover up one of those black marks from the glue there. Yeah, I have no idea what that's about with the glue. I don't know whether anyone else has ever found that happens. You know, literally, I've never had that happen before. And it just seems to suddenly be happening now. So, yeah, I couldn't say why that is. I'm just wondering whether I could have two. And that way I've eliminated a couple of those black marks, haven't I? So I'll just pop that one down there. Oh, that's such a cute tag, isn't it? Yeah, really like that. So super cute, and almost forgot, but actually got that little pocket there, which I can just pop another label in. Obviously it's got some things on the back of it, so I'll just glue that down onto something else. Like that. down. Like that. I do love, you know, labels. I love frames. They're all really kind of useful, versatile things to use, I find. And, you know, before obviously stumbling across digitals, I would obviously stamp frames, you know, endlessly. That was my kind of go-to thing, was the stamped frames. So I'm like that now, but just use the digis really, because it's so easy. So that's my first tag. I love how that's turned out. I'm just going to just ink up the back a bit. Okay. And now we'll make another one. So let me just get rid of those bits there. So obviously this one is a green coloured collage page, and I think I'll cut it down here. Like that. Oops. I have made a terrible, terrible job of cutting that for some reason. So I think what I'll do, I'll get rid of that where I've cut it horrendously crooked. And cut it off here. I've got this sort of beigey colour card here, so I'm just going to back it onto there. I'm just going to use glue. This is again where really I need to buy those glue sticks. They are on my shopping list, and obviously because I've tried to film videos ahead, you know, I may well have them by now. So yeah, hopefully I have bought them by now. They don't sell them in the shop where I mainly get my craft things here, which is the shop called The Range. I haven't really seen them in there, which is the only reason why I haven't bought them yet, because obviously that's where I mainly go if I'm, you know, needing to stock up on card or glue or anything like that. And so I just need to get it from somewhere else. I mean, if all else fails, obviously I will just order it from Amazon. Okay. I mean, perhaps the supermarket would sell it, to be honest. You know, it possibly does, because the supermarkets do sell things like that, don't they? But often they just stock certain lines. Right, let me move that out the way so as we can see a little bit better. So again, I am working on clearing my desk a little bit. So I've got some bits and bobs here that were just, you know, laying around, that I'm trying to obviously use up a little bit. So this little bird being one of those things. Just to mix it up, I mean, it's tempting to go for one of these gorgeous images from the book again. But I'm just, you know, wanting to give you something a little bit different, really. So let's have a look. And I'll pull in the labels again. See what label I might like to use. I mean, these round ones are really nice, aren't they? They're definitely my type of thing. So, right, I'm going to really just shoddily cut this. But, I mean, again, because obviously, you know, nobody really knew what that pattern was around that label. So I can afford to be a little bit sort of shoddy, because, you know, this had like leaves and flowers and things like that. Well, nobody really knows how much they were overhanging, do they? Oh, I don't think that's quite right, actually. It's a little bit small. Let me pull in my little box of pre-cut ones again. Put that one back. I'm trying to be organised, you see, and tidy up as I go. So I've got the bigger ones here. That one, and oh, come on. I thought these drawers would be really handy because obviously they're quite, they're actually deceptively bigger than I imagined. I was going to say they're quite small, but actually they are bigger than I had expected. So they're pretty versatile. I can get quite a lot of stuff in them. Oh, that's quite nice. Quite a bit of stuff in them, and obviously they're in my cupboard, so hopefully by this point you've seen my awful craft room tour, if you can call it that. Now I'm a bit reluctant to obviously stick that doily down with that glue because it's going to do that black blobby thing again. I wonder if it would do that using the 3-in-1. Should I give it a try? Try not to use too much glue. This will spur me on, hopefully, to order my Yoo-hoo glue, my glue sticks. What was I saying? I can't remember now what I was saying. Oh, about the those little drawers. So yeah, they're actually kind of bigger than you'd expect, and so I can actually get quite a bit of stuff in them, and obviously then I can pull them out, you know, as and when I'm working. He's quite nice as if he's coming out of the label. The only thing is, if I make that a pocket, he's going to be covered up completely. Well, I guess he's going to be anyway, to be honest. So it probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, I thought as I'm using things, I can just then pull the whole drawer out and use what I need to use, which I just thought would be really useful. Right, because I'm on my mission of using things up, I'm just going to use the same quote because I've just got it still sat there on my desk. So a bit boring, I know, to use the same quote twice in a row, but you know, I'm just trying to use things up a little bit. So I quite like it like that. I just feel like I need something down here, so perhaps a flower or something. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, look at the state of that flower. Let's have a look. I've got this flower which I thought perhaps it was plain on the other side, and I could have just used it upside down and distressed it so as to disguise the colour, but that's not going to work because it's actually patterned on both sides. Right, well, let's just go for this and stick these pieces down because then I've committed. There we go. I'll pop that there. Now, I don't know whether you can notice this, but touch wood, so far, that 3-in-1 glue has not done that to the doily. I don't know why that's happening with that other glue, but it really is spoiling how things look, which is really annoying. And I love that glue. I've never had any sort of problems with it before. That's the first time I've ever had something, you know, strange or something I didn't really like about it. I don't know what that's about. Just got this. No. Oh, come on. Why can't I think now what to put there? Just hunting around on my desk looking for things. Actually, I did spot in here that there was a stamped butterfly that obviously made its way in here. There we go. So I might use that. I'm going to have this up here this time. And then if I have that down there, do we like that flower? It needs like something else. I wonder what other pieces I've got here laying around. Oh, my desk is so terrible. I mean, as I say, I am slowly trying to change that, and slowly, I mean, like literally like at snail's kind of pace, or possibly even slower than that, trying to make a little bit of progress with getting on top of my mess, but you know, it obviously is going to take me a long time because it's obviously taken a long time to get that messy, so that's quite nice, isn't it? Right, let's just go for that. Yeah, it obviously took a long time to get that way, therefore it presumably is going to take a long time to no longer be that way. Right, let's ink this up. Pop this down. Oops. I mean, it is quite hard, I think, because, you know, by nature, this is a very messy hobby, isn't it? And I don't know about you, but I can't be bothered really to, you know, put everything away only to then get the same stuff out next time again. And I realise I'm very lucky that, you know, I have a dedicated area to do my crafting, because it would be much worse, obviously, if I were, you know, downstairs kind of in a, you know, I know that lots of people say that they craft on their dining table and things like that. I mean, that would obviously be much more essential then, that I would be tidying up as I go. So I realise I'm very lucky to be able to make such a mess and not put it away each time. But equally, that doesn't necessarily give you a lot of motivation for putting things away. So it's possibly encouraging the mess. Right, let's pop that butterfly down there. Don't know why, but I might have to pop this little glittery butterfly in here, because it just picks up that sort of shade of green from that bird. Otherwise he was looking maybe a bit bright and alone, and in his brightness. Is the only way I can describe it. He was looking a bit alone in his brightness. So hopefully now he's a little bit less alone in that. Right, got this just scrap here. So what I might do is just do a really scrappy sort of tab. So just going to cut this down a little bit. Like that. Okay. Okay, so I'll just use my fabric glue now. Yeah, I am enjoying the fabric glue now. It sounds very strange, but I mean, it did obviously take a while to get used to it, because it is quite thready and sticky on your fingers. And being somebody who is quite messy anyway, that obviously was, you know, took a bit of getting used to. But it is good glue, and you know, I mean, as you just saw, it kind of glued that doily piece down without making that black mark where the other glue was. I mean, as I say, I've never had a problem with that tacky glue before, so please don't think I'm now, you know, not recommending that glue. But I don't know why it was doing that, you know, why it's been doing that. Right, so there's my tab. I've struggled a bit to actually get that to stick on the tag and not on me, but got there eventually. And then just to finish that off, just wondering whether I've got a little bit of bling I can just put across there. I actually probably have got some of that green bling somewhere, but again, it could take me a long time to find that, and I don't want to just have you all watching while I'm hunting around for it. So I might just go for, you know, what I've got to hand. Could just have the pearls actually. Oh, perhaps I'll go with just the pearls. So piece down here that was kind of adrift. That's it. And then a couple of bits of glue on this one. There we go. Oh, it's come on. Come on. Right, there we go. Right, so let's pop the lid on the glue before I have an accident with that. I'm going to clear out my butterflies here, put them back in the jar. See, I am really consciously trying to tidy as I go. Right, just put that back up on the shelf. Okay, so these are our 2 tags here using Rachel's little labels and my little collage pages, which, you know, they just complemented each other really nicely, I thought. And again, I can just take one of her labels there and tuck it in as an extra journaling card there. So I hope that you like that quick project. I know it just probably didn't turn out to be so very quick. Sorry, I was just putting that drawer away again, trying to be tidy. It didn't turn out that quick, I have to apologise, but hopefully it was one of my quicker videos anyway. And as I say, obviously, you know, the collage sheets there in my shop, and obviously the labels are in Rachel's shop. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time. Thanks then. Bye.